This is the latest edition of Front Up, and I've got a great guest here today, Lauren Sinatra. Lauren, what do you do here in town? What's your position?
Thank you for having me on, Whitey. My role here is as Energy Project Coordinator, and I'm also in charge of community outreach for the town's energy projects.
Mm-hmm. And what does the energy project consist of?
Well, we have two main priorities right now. The first is to encourage energy efficiency, and we're making a lot of really great strides and developments on that front. And we also are here to promote the development of renewable energy technologies on Nantucket.
What kind of technologies are you looking at?
Right now, the Mattakit wind turbine is highest on our list of priorities, but we're also assisting with a solar PV farm at the wastewater treatment plant. We're also assisting the Airport Commission with pursuing solar. We're looking at tidal, as well as helping to implement by the spring of 2012 public electrical vehicle charging stations.
Great. And then what about conservation? What's being done about that?
Conservation as an island community is critical. We each have the responsibility to limit and conserve as much energy as possible. Working with National Grid, our utility, there's a great program called Mass Save, in which energy consultants will come to Nantucket, evaluate your entire residency from top to bottom, appliances, lighting loads, heating and HVAC, and we'll make recommendations, both immediate, low cost, and also investments that will really help you to save on your electric bill and also use less energy in the process. So starting the third week of January, 3 energy consultants from the mainland from CSG will be helping.
What's CSG?
Their Conservation Services Group.
Okay.
They work with National Grid on the Mass Save initiative. They will be doing free energy audits to over 40 island homes. And also during this week, I believe on January 19th, we'll be hosting an informational session for any local contractors who are looking to work part-time in the energy efficiency field. We're looking to train someone on Nantucket to do energy audits as part of the Mass Save program.
Now, will they get paid for doing this?
Yes, they will.
That's great.
Yes.
Now, how are you organizing this? You say 40 people. Do you know who those 40 are right now?
I did get the list from National Grid yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They're people who had signed up last year. Unfortunately, National Grid only came to Nantucket once last year, which is really unacceptable because this is a service that we pay for on our utility bills. So we've been doing active promoting through our website, through word of mouth, and we just hope that everybody in the community takes advantage of this free program.
You got 40 names now. Now,
yes.
How do the next people get involved in this?
They can either contact me directly, or they can go to the Mass Save website, which is masssave.com. And also in April, we're hoping to put together an energy efficiency fair in which members of Mass Save can tell the public more about the program and how to participate and what the benefits are for participating.
Now, if Mass Save comes in here, what do they do? If I'm one of the 40, what happens?
That's a great question. I think they evaluate your lighting. They'll immediately switch out any incandescents with CFL light bulbs.
What's CFL?
Compact fluorescent lights.
Okay.
Which are the most affordable and
Do
energy
those
efficient.
just screw in?
They, in most lighting lamps, they will.
Yeah, okay.
There's certain dimmers and certain applications where you can't switch. But for the most part, they will be supplying free light bulbs as well as programmable thermostats. They can suggest whether you should take advantage of insulation measures, whether you should replace your boiler and what the payback period for that would be. So it's a really great, it would take about 2 hours, the whole assessment, and then you're left with a really comprehensive action plan to take forward. So based on those next steps, we'll also be coordinating with island contractors, HVAC installers, electricians on how to help people who want to really make their residency as energy efficient.
And have some people already done this?
I understand last year 36 people did take part in this program.
And how did they feel about it?
I believe you had a recent guest who seemed very satisfied. So from what I am told on this community, they're very pleased by the Mass Save program.
Yeah,
but our goal is to get someone on island trained so that we don't have to wait once a year to get this really great program that we all need and deserve.
Yeah. Now, didn't you have the Worcester Polytech kids here, and didn't they do some studies of various organizations and actually did a sort of an audit?
Yep, that was our baseline group, and they did an excellent job by performing free energy audits for, I believe, 5 local businesses, and they helped them to seize the immediate and low-cost opportunities such as the light bulbs, the insulation, and the thermostats.
And leaving their computers on all night.
Exactly. Smart strips is another great, easy-to-do step to cut down electricity.
Yeah. Now tell me a little bit about alternative energy. What's happening there?
On Nantucket?
Yeah.
Well, the Energy Office is here to inform the public of the town's projects in development and to make sure that all of the information is very easily accessible and transparent as possible. We have wind projects, solar projects, tidal projects, electric vehicle charging station projects all in the pipeline. And for people interested in learning more, I would encourage them to go to our website, which is www.acenergy.org. And for the Mattakit Wind Project specifically, the website is mattakitwind.org.
Now, how do you make it understandable to the general public? I mean, you can put, it's a very complex thing. How do you dumb it down so that somebody like myself can come in there and understand it quickly?
It's been a challenge because there is so much information. With the wind project specifically, this has been in the works for 20 years, since the 1990s, and there's a lot of dense material there. So with our website, you know, I try to just break it down by clear designations between the studies. Then you can see the pictures, you can see the next steps, you can find out what the meetings are coming up, forums, info sessions, articles. I do try to make it all in one place and easily navigate, so you can easily navigate where you need to go.
But there have been some towns on the Cape and such that have pushed back on this. How do you handle something like that on your website?
You know, I see my role here for the town to help anybody who has a question or concern. I'm the resource for them. I can help them, you know, as best as I can to mitigate their concerns with real data and studies that we've performed over the last several years. And we are very empathetic to what the people in Mattakit feel, and we feel that, you know, we stand by our data and the conclusions we've drawn from, you know, the process.
Okay, what is, beyond wind, what is the next highest priority alternative energy project?
Well, on January 3rd, we go to the HDC to get their approval for the electric vehicle charging stations, which will be free to the public. And then on the 5th of January, we're holding a solar summit, so we can really investigate what's going on at the wastewater treatment plant. We can really do a walkthrough audit. We can look at the berms. We can really get everyone who's a player on that project together and brainstorm on ways to get that project up and moving.
So, and then beyond that, how about the airport? What's going on at the airport?
The airport, by working with National Grid, we are looking to get them an energy audit in the next few months.
Okay, but how about their PV solar? What's going on there?
That's a good question for Art Gasparo and their environmental subcommittee. Okay. But we're here to assist them as however we can.
Yeah. Now, tidal. What's going on at tidal?
Working with the planning department on seeing if we can't secure a grant that would allow us to, in Mattakit, measure the potential and feasibility for tidal generated power. So that is something that Andrew Vorse and I, along with some members of UMass study, are going to try to push forward in the new year. And there will be more information on that coming soon.
Yeah. Now, I've heard rumors that people are interested in gasification of our waste.
Yes.
What's going on in that arena?
Well, there are new developments, and the Energy Office stands by the fact that it's an emerging technology. We are very interested in learning more about what options are out there. If somebody's willing to come into the landfill and do a pilot program, we would welcome the opportunity to look into it further. But as of now, it is not on our priority list as a feasible alternative to, say, wind or solar.
Would it conflict? Would gasification conflict with a wind turbine? Could you have both?
I believe you could have both. I believe, with the wind, it's something that we've pursued for many years, and it's kind of right in the forefront, and gasification is something we're focusing on at the same time, but could come later down the road, say 5 to 10 years from now.
Yeah. Now, one final question. What about National Grid? I've heard a lot of concerns about net metering and things like that. What's our relationship with National Grid?
When the Energy Office was founded July of this year, the relationship with National Grid had very much deteriorated. There was a cap placed on Nantucket's net metering so that we're only eligible for 780 kilowatts, when every other town in the state is eligible for 10,000 kilowatt hours or kilowatts. We feel this is unacceptable, and working with the executives from National Grid, we've formed a collaborative partnership, and we fostered a better relationship and working relationship. So on January 17th, we have a meeting scheduled in Boston with the head of the DPU, with Senator Madden and Dan Wolf, to really explore the topic more. Representative Madden and
Senator Wolf.
Sarah Wolf, and then we're going to see what the outcome to that decision will be. But we are very confident that the issue will be resolved.
Yeah. Well, Lauren, thank you very much. We've covered practically everything.
Yes, we did.
Did I miss anything?
No, it's just that on January 4th there is a very important Board of Selectmen meeting, and we invite the public to look at both sides of the argument, mattacatwind.org as well as commonsensenantucket.org, and to ask me if they have any other questions in the meantime, and to come out and support the decision either way.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.